All right. Thank you for tuning in to the channel, guys. We have breaking news that came out. This is normally not how I like to do things, but I wanted to come out with the news. We're going to kind of work through it at the same time. Yes, indeed. We're going to work through it at the same time, but it appears that Maurene Comey, who was worked on Ghislaine Maxwell's case and also Sean Puffy Combs' case, she was the lead prosecutor on those cases. We just found out that she was fired by the Department of Justice, folks. It's breaking news everywhere. Now, how would this affect the Sean Diddy Combs case? I do not know, but I imagine it will definitely have a great effect on this case. It sends a strong message. Now, I haven't heard the exact word, but I heard that Donald Trump is the man behind it, perhaps. Well, it came from the Department of Justice, but we're going to work through this together. But the lead prosecutor on Sean Puffy Combs' case, her name is Maurene Comey. You guys probably remember her from Comey, that used to be the leader of the FBI. He was the director, and she was the one that presided over this case. She brought it against Sean Puffy Combs, and guess what, folks? She has been fired. It's breaking news everywhere. Maurene Comey, federal prosecutor in Sean Diddy Combs' case, and also Maxwell case, is fired. This is from sources, folks. It says the Justice Department on Wednesday fired Maurene Comey from the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Man, this is a monumental moment for mankind. And I don't wish this upon anybody, but listen, I was at court every day. Folks, I watched her preside over this case, and she was on it. But evidently something has gone wrong. It says where she most recently led the prosecution against Sean Diddy Combs. Multiple sources told the news today. I won't mention the outfit. It said a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment. A spokesperson for the Justice Department did not immediately respond to the call for the comment. So, yes, breaking news. The lead prosecutor, man, this is crazy. This case is getting more and more interesting as each day goes on. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm trying to bring you some breaking news right off the press. Shout out to Joe Flores for alerting me to such big news. And I actually reached out to some of his family. I don't want to say too much, and they hadn't heard it yet. So imagine that. So this is breaking news straight off the press. The lead prosecutor on Sean Diddy Combs' case has been fired. And they said that Donald Trump is the man behind the job. Although, let me just get this straight. From what everything that I'm seeing says the Department of Justice, but we know who runs the show, folks. Okay, it says, according to sources, Trump privately vented about having Comey work in his administration. So it probably has nothing. Well, I can't say that. I mean, Sean Diddy Combs' case probably made everybody look bad, right? So Donald Trump, according to the article that I'm reading, and I've been receiving alerts, I will say that Joe Flores is the man of the day. He told me about it first, folks. I was working on one show, and Joe told me about it. I also have a game to go to for my daughter. But I had to come on real quick and break the news to you guys that Maurene Comey, the lead prosecutor of remember now they had 6 women. Man, this is crazy. 6 women prosecuting, and she has lost her job. She did not make it to the sentence, folks. What is going on in America, folks? I did alert a certain person's family, I won't say, and they hadn't heard it yet. So we broke the news to very close people to this trial. Very good. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to say too much and get myself in trouble. It's what it is, folks. So, yes, indeed. That's all I could tell you. There's articles about it. I just wanted to break it to my watchers. I wanted you guys to be the first to know. The lead attorney, that's all I could say right now. The lead attorney, Maurene Comey, her father was the FBI director. Remember, I think Donald Trump kind of gave him the hammer too. Donald Trump is giving hammers, folks, and he don't mind. According to this article from a very large network, they're saying that Donald Trump is the man. He did not want a Comey working for his administration. This is alleged. But it's hot off the press, folks. It definitely is. Now, let me talk about a few things since I'm here. I watched her every day in court, and she was operating to me at a high level. I mean, you never hear her stutter, you know. She knew the case like the back of her hand, and she was laying down this case. No doubt about it. She's good at what she does, but evidently not good enough to stay within Donald Trump's administration. Right now, that's what they're saying. In most cases, you would not see her cross-examine witnesses or give them the direct. So in other words, when a witness or a victim take the stand, they have the direct prosecution, ask them their questions and so forth, and then they get cross-examined, right? They get cross-examined by the defense, and then they get a redirect. They also have that to kind of come back with the prosecutors to ask certain questions, or in most cases with Sean Diddy Combs' case on the redirect, they would just really, like one time, Maurene Comey, I could tell you something she did, right? They had an agent on the stand, and the agent was talking about, they have these charts, folks, and this is why I try to tell you people. With the charts, the government break down everything. If you're on an investigation, they have all your information. But in this case, there were allegations about freak-offs and flying individuals, workers from one part of the country to another. And so the charts would show you the people, places, and things that were at the event or at the freak-off. And then they'd show you backup information of who paid for it. Maybe it was paid with American Express, who picked them up at the airport, all of these details. So one time the agent was on the stand, Maurene Comey came back up and she did a redirect. So in other words, they did the direct, they asked the agent questions, then he was cross-examined by the defense. And then Maurene Comey came back up and she was like, this is a rare time that I've seen her question someone. She was like, did Mr. Combs commit basically ex trafficking? Did he fly this worker from New York to LA? And the defense tried to stand up, they tried to say objection, but it's too late because she had already stated it. So she came in, she was very strong. She actually did the closing arguments, but apparently she wasn't strong enough to maintain her position in the department. So that's all, folks. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys this. I see we have a few people in the audience. Okay, Deborah. Yeah, Joe Flores is the man of the hour, folks. Give him his flowers. Thanks for the shout out, Joe. Thanks for the lookout. Joe called me tonight and broke the news on me. And this is rather astounding if you ask me. Afaya says, I am hearing it doesn't have to do with Diddy. That's what I said. I clarified that. Basically, Donald Trump, according to the article, does not want a Comey working in his administration. So that's what I said. Yeah, breaking news, folks. Yes, indeed. But that's a good point. However, I imagine it will have some effect on Sean Puffy Combs' case, folks. So that's it. The lead attorney, the lead prosecutor for Sean Puffy Combs' case, and also for Maxwell's case, she's fired, folks. And that's it. I wish everybody to have a very good night. I'll let you guys go back to what you were doing. I just wanted you guys to hear the breaking news first, and I'll get back to going to a game. Thank you, and I'll be back on tomorrow at lunch to break down more about this Trump case and maybe even more about Maurene Comey and what's happening, and maybe we'll find out how it will affect the Sean Diddy Combs case. Thank you guys and have a good night.